So that's us back in the house from Torryburn then. We had a fantastic day there and we found some really amazing things. We've taken a few of the things that we thought were especially noteworthy, we've put them here, and Nicole's going to start off by telling us a little bit about some of the glass finds.
So we found this piece in Torryburn. It's a lovely decorated piece of glassware, and although it looks kind of like a Rubik's Cube, we reckon that it might have been a decanter or maybe a salt shaker. This lovely example of a kick-up is extremely well frosted, and you can see all of these lovely marks, and they're called C marks because they have a C shape and they're caused by rocks hitting the glass, and this one is just really lovely. This is another great example of a mamelon inside a kick-up. What a lovely example of sick glass. You can hopefully see the iridescence of this piece that makes it look like it's purple with blue and almost kind of reminds me of a peacock. When you hold it against the light though, it reveals that it's actually a dark olive green. We found these three lovely pieces of pottery in Torryburn. This blue piece here is really cute and very apt because it does look like there's a little swan face on the side there. This piece here looks like it's spongeware, and to me it looks like there's a couple of letters right on the top, maybe LO, but we're really not sure and it's very difficult to identify. Now what's really easy to identify is this piece here. It's the maker's mark of the Bowness pottery. Much like the potteries in Kirkcaldy, the Bowness pottery was a very big producer at the time, and we are planning a trip there at some point. These two are lovely wee examples of pipe stems, but nothing beats the whole pipe we found in lime kilns. I was so sure this piece was going to be plastic, but Craig was right, it is indeed milk glass.
This is one of the glass pieces that Nicole hasn't mentioned. It kind of looks like it might be the stem of a glass, but it's far too big and far too thick. We think it may well be the base of a fruit bowl or possibly some kind of large ornate display object. We can tell that this predates the 1930s because the glass is beginning to lavender. We have a few interesting ceramic objects. We're going to start off with this one. Now we're not entirely sure what this object is. It's reminiscent of an old doorbell, where there would have been an old Bakelite button protruding through this hole here. Yet this is ceramic, and I'm used to seeing older doorbells made of Bakelite, so it's quite unusual. It might be something completely different. We also found this much heavier ceramic object. This is really thick. It has an internal thread, and anybody familiar with insulators will know exactly what this is. This is the kind of insulator that we get in the UK. They tend to be ceramic, glazed, and pretty much this colour. We found this and this other one here some time ago. As you can see, they're very similar to the one that we found out at Torryburn. They look to be made of slightly different material, but the shape and the structure are more or less the same. Sadly, what we don't get in the UK are beautiful coloured glass insulators like these that we were sent from Juliet and Roger. Thanks again for these amazing examples. They make really great comparisons against the kind of insulators that we get here in the UK. Before we go on to talk about the find of the day, I want to say a little bit about today's mystery object. We're not entirely sure what this is. It looks like it's wood, but it feels too cool to the touch, and it's far too heavy for wood. Nicole thinks that this is possibly a knife handle. This is another example of a knife handle that we found some time ago. This handle's made of bone, and we reckon that the one that we found in Torryburn is also made of bone. It may be antler, but we know it's not wood. I think our oldest finds of the day are probably these 3 bottlenecks. So I'm going to clear this stuff aside and we'll take a closer look at those. If you remember a few weeks ago when we were in Lime Kilns, we found a really nice pipe with the bowl attached. That was from the 1700s. We can't be very sure about the date of the pipe stems that we found in Torryburn. They may be as old as that one, and they may not be. But they're nice finds nonetheless. But these, we reckon, are most certainly from the 1700s. Now when Nicole found this, she said this almost certainly dates back to the early part of the 1700s, and that it's probably the neck from an onion bottle. It's a wider neck than a conventional onion bottle, but we know that there were some onion bottles that had very wide necks.